My name is MarLeigh. I attend Lioncock Elementary School. I chose you to be a part of my Black History Project. What is your name and your role in the community?
Hey MarLeigh, my name is Nikeland Nichols, and I have an organization called PUSH Inc. PUSH stands for Persevering Under Severe Hindrance. And what that organization does is that we advocate, which means we're kind of like a big brother to people in the community, and we speak on their behalf if they have problems. We help try to solve them, and also we go into the schools and we teach character interventions, or we teach how to be a better person, how to deal with issues and problems in life, and just how to be good people. So that's what PUSH does, and that's what I do in the community.
Who was influential to you in your childhood?
Who was influential to me in my childhood? Well, in my childhood, I had a lot of family members who was very influential. My dad, which is your grandpa, great-grandpa, was influential. And there's also a person by the name of James Orange. He was very influential in why I do what I do today. James Orange was a part of the Martin Luther King Jr. March Committee. He not only was a part of that committee, but he started that committee, and he worked alongside of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. When I was growing up, I would visit Atlanta and go and be taught by James, by Dr. Orange, in the ways that Martin Luther King Jr. did and fought for our rights. So James Orange, the Reverend Dr. James Orange, was an influential person in my life.
How can you help others in the community?
First of all, just by treating people the way that you want to be treated. That's the first thing how you can help others. To speak nice to people, to be kind, to make sure that we love one another. That's how we can treat others in the community. By, if someone having a problem, listening to them. Just listening. If someone's crying, giving them a piece of tissue so that they can wipe their tears. Making sure that we are nice and kind to our neighbors, to our classmates. That's how we can be, we can change and help one another in the community.
What person in history do you look up to?
What person in history do I look up to? Okay, I got to go back to Reverend Dr. James Orange. He's not only been an influential person in my life, but history tells us that he was put in jail in Marion, Alabama, because he wanted to help people, help union workers, people who work jobs, wanted to help them gain better or more money. Wanted to help them get more money and get the same amount of money as the white people did. They didn't want him to do that. So the sheriff of that town put him in jail, and he was threatened to be lynched. Yeah, I think y'all know what lynching is. So they threw James in jail, and he was gonna start a march in Marion. Just so happened, they still did the march, but there was a young man by the name of Jimmy Jackson who got murdered and killed during the march. And while James was in jail, they released James. Jimmy Lee Jackson got murdered and killed Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. heard about it and came over to Jimmy Lee Jackson's funeral. After that, they started having meetings in Selma because that was the start of the march from Selma to Montgomery, because James Orange was in jail, which led up to Jimmy Lee Jackson being murdered, which ultimately led to the 1965 Voters Registration Act that was signed by the president, which gave us the right to vote. So Reverend Dr. James Orange was the person that I looked up to, and not only that, I gleaned from, and to make sure that he's proud in what we do. So Reverend Dr. James Orange.
What advice do you have for me and my classmates?
What advice do I have for you and your classmates? First of all, make sure when you go to school, you learn all that you can. Because they didn't let us go to school. They didn't want us to learn how to read or write, but now we can. So make sure you take full advantage of being in school. Secondly, be nice to your fellow classmates and be obedient to your teachers and your administrators, your principals, your PE coaches. Be kind and obedient and nice to them. That makes your day go by better, and that makes your learning atmosphere more happy. All right? Lastly, make sure you're kind to yourself. Don't ever tell yourself what you can't do. Don't ever say, I can't do that, or I'm not smart enough to do that, or I'm not skilled enough to do that. You can do it. Tell yourself every day that you wake up, every day that you go into the classroom, you can do it. All right? That's what I want to leave with you in your class, that you can do it. That's what I have to tell myself, that I can do it. Right? And continue to pray and ask God to keep you safe, and you just love everybody. Love, be kind to everybody. That's what I want to leave with you in your class.
Thank you for allowing me to interview on today.
MarLeigh, you're so welcome, and thank you for interviewing me today. I hope that something was said that can help you in your class to be better students, better young people, to be able to change the world one grade at a time, one person at a time. Because guess what? You can do it. Thank you again. And remember, Pop is extremely proud of you and all of your classmates. And happy Black History Month. Continue to change the world. And thumbs up to your class.